The Black Rose series, part 9. We start this part off with John on the edge of the forest of a tree line near a village. Do I seriously have to go in the village to buy medicine? As he's talking out loud, as the 2 to 3 Grimwolves behind him just give him a glare. Okay, no need to give me the glare. I'm going in to get the medicine for Black Rose, whatever her name is. As he gets up, he still doesn't have his weapons, by the way, and walks towards the village. I guess she can't come to the village in her state. She may get spotted, I suppose. And I can't really leave, as the Grimwolves are just watching him from the tree line. As he would walk around, as he sees a store before someone bumps into him, as he drops his stuff. Hey, you made me drop my stuff. As he looks up, wait, you're John, right? As he looks over, and he immediately gets scared. What are you doing here? It's me, Darren. You know my name because I said it when I was with Ruby. As his brain's starting to turn. Wait, you're the person from the beach. Yes. Quick reminder for anyone that has joined this series. Darren is a bear faunus that was raised by a bear Grimm. So why are you doing in this village? I was here restocking on supplies. I was here to grab medicine for Ruby. Really? I doubt she would have just let you come here by yourself. You could have definitely just ran off. As then he turns over and looks into the alleyway and sees the Grimwolves just staring at them at the tree line. Oh, she sends him a little bit of a Grimwolves to keep an eye on you, I see. Yeah. Well, anyway, why are you doing here? Ruby got injured in a recent attack by a lot of Grimm. As he's like, is she alright? Yeah, she's fine. But she did get a little bit beat up, so I was told to grab some medicine. Alright. Wait. Do you have any money? As John just looks back and forth. No. How are you going to buy medicine? I have no clue. I guess I'll cover it for this time, but you have to take me wherever she is right now. Why? 1. Don't ask questions. 2. Do you want to be a pile of blood right now? Nope. As they walk into the store, go up to the doctor. I need some medicine. As I was like, oh yes. What type of medicine will you be needing? Just some minor wounds, scratches, and all that. Alright, as he sets a few things of items on the counter. That will be a random number $25. As he hands over the money. Have a nice day, as they leave. What a nice man. Yeah, but I still don't know why you're in the city. Again, I said I was restocking supplies. After you literally sent me to the middle of the ocean. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was Rui. Yes. She yeeted me to, like, the middle of the ocean. Like, why? I think that if I remember correctly, her mother did that. Yes, that giant, very giant Grimwolf. Yes. You know how long it took me to get back to the mainland? 2-3 hours? It took me a whole day. As John's surprised. I had to eat fish I had found on the way back on a wyvern's Grimm, which I didn't let sleep for an entire day. Sounds like a rough journey, my friend. 1, we're not friends. You're more of a... Honestly, I don't know why she's keeping you alive right now. Maybe you're just becoming the Grimm's chew toy or whatever. I don't know. Well, they reach the woods. As the Grim Wolves are staring at Darren and John, listen, I'm just making sure Ruby's alright. As they make their way back to the Grimwolf Cave where Ruby's at. Now we take a minor detour to Freeze and Shadow, who are making their journey towards the White Fang. As they have been following a White Fang convoy to their main headquarters for the most part, as they're just keeping an eye on it for now. As we go back to Darren and John, as they are back at the cave, but they see several Grim Wolves down at the front. That's not right. As Darren pulls out his weapon. Man, I wasn't expecting there to be an intruder. As the Grim Wolves immediately get into a stance as they move in. As Darren and John walk in as they just see more piles of Grimwolf bodies. An attack? As then suddenly a Faunus goes flying right by John and Darren, hitting a wall, as we see the white Grimwolf, Ruby's sister, just collapse. As they both look back and see a person with a scorpion tail. I don't remember the guy's name. But this scorpion Faunus looks up. Well, it looks like we have 2 more people here. More chaos for me, then. As he rushes over at, Darren, as he quickly uses his blade to stop his attacks. As he tries to sting him with his, scorpion tail. As Darren jumps back, kicks him in the face, and does, like, a full backflip. Before having his weapon basically turn to a long, like a chain and tries to wrap around the scorpion Faunus person. As he manages to jump back. You think that was going to work? As then several Grimwolf come jumping out from the back. As he quickly does like a quick turn and slices like all of them in half with his... I don't remember. They're like circle bladed gauntlets or something. But he cuts them in half. You're strong. As we see someone just... Well, not someone. Some Grim. Just keeping an eye on this person as more Wolfgrim keep coming. As he looks around, how many Wolfgrim does he have here? As we go back to where we first see Ruby in this part. Where she's lying on her bed as several Grim are guarding her room. As we see she's in a cold sweat, and as the Grim skin starts to spread even quicker through her body. Coming towards her shoulders and down to her knees. Before it stops. Now we go back to Darren and John. John is trying to find his sword and shield through the snow. He's literally digging with his bare hands, searching for them, while Darren and several of the Grim are fighting. As he's constantly shooting, you think this is enough to stop me? As he's stinging, cutting the Grim Wolves, while being attacked by Darren, who's avoiding all fatal blows from the Scorpion Faunus. You're very strong. But you didn't know a few things. As he looks tilted and confused, as several Grimwolves start to jump out of the ground, surprising the Faunus. Ooh, some more toys. How wonderful. As he simply just spins around. But as one of them grabs his hand and tosses him over, stopping his attack midway through and sending him flying towards a wall. As he's upside down, are the Grim learning? Intriguing. Salem would love to have several evolved Grim like this. As Darren peers out, you're one of Salem's men, aren't you? Ding, ding, ding. Give this man a prize. As he's figured out, as he tries again, he moves so fast to try to sting him in his stomach. But for once, John comes in clutch, as he had just gotten in front of Darren and put his shield up, blocking the attack. Ooh, it looks like someone reacted to my speed. As now we just go, as John had found his weapons, as he was just going backwards, just trying to sneak out of there, someone just hits him in the back, or something hits him in the back of the head, as he goes rolling, face in the snow, shield up right in front of Darren where he would have gotten stung, and blocked the Scorpion Faunus' attack. I must say, you are quite impressive, as he jumps back. Or was it dumb luck? Either way, it doesn't matter, as he then puts both of his guns up and starts shooting. Which, Darren quickly picks up John and uses his shield to defend them. As then, he would constantly be overwhelmed by several Grimwolves coming at him, but he would cut them down. As then, a large roar would come through the cave. What was that? As he looks behind him, as he sees the biggest Grimwolf he's ever seen. Wow, this might be a problem. As it moves its claw and tries to squish him. As he moves back, as he goes forward to try to, sting Ruby's mother, then, a black orb of some sort comes out of nowhere, hitting him and sending him flying, sending him straight out of the cave, hitting 2 trees. As the man touches his stomach, that hurt. As we see the Grim that sent the attack being Eclipse, the half-white, half-black Grim Wolf, as they decide to join in this fight. As it walks down, I must say, I underestimated you. But don't worry, I'm about to end you all here. As then, for some reason, he falls on one knee, and his vision gets a little bit blurry. What happened? Poison? No, not at all. What? As he looks over at the Eclipse, as he's just staring directly into his eyes. As he looks back at the trees, the impact. As the shock wave that, he had done while being sent flying and hitting the trees, hit a bit of his nervous system. So he is having a bit of a hard time controlling his muscles' movement. As he's like, I'll be back. As he just flees away. Of course, several Grimwolves go out to look for him, and I will be right back. Darren and John watch this man retreat, or the Faunus retreat. Now, he is looking through, just making sure he gets away. As Darren and John immediately are sighing relief as he's gone. As the Grimwolves are out searching for him, Eclipse approaches them. As John looks up, wait, you're the one that hit me in the back of the head. As Eclipse just gives a dumbfounded, grim face towards John. As then Darren is like, wait. As he runs off to go find Ruby. As Eclipse has an eye on him, but makes it back to John is when he knows he has his weapon still. As there's still several Grimwolves in the area around John. Okay, I know the drill. He drops his weapons and simply just lays down. As Eclipse would sigh. Imagine a Grimwolf sighing. That's what it would imagine be like. As Darren quickly runs towards, Ruby's room. As he opens the curtain, gets in and goes towards Ruby. As he would grab Ruby by its shoulder and shake her, trying to get her awake. As she would wake up, oh, my head. What happened? As she had been, like, out for a while, because she was getting rest from what happened to the last part. As Darren says, "Oh, great. The assassin didn't get to you." As Ruby is pretty much awake now. "What assassin?" "Apparently Salem sent an assassin after you." "An assassin, really? How low can one get?" "Well, Salem doesn't take any chances. He'll probably be back to finish the job." "Alright, I'll prepare." As she gets up, oh yes, medicine for your wounds. John got them, but he didn't have the money to pay for him, and I happened to run into him in town, so I helped. Question, who lured the assassin away? Well, we all fought him, but Eclipse was, the one to send him out of here. As then, Ruby just feels like a pain in her head. Ugh! "Are you alright?" "No, something's wrong." As she quickly runs out and sees, well, the white Grimwolf lying on the ground. As several of the Grimwolves are surrounding it. As Ruby goes over before falling on her knees, as she goes over towards it. "White. No. As the poison had spread, as it moves its head slowly but surely over towards Ruby. "Listen, sister, you're going to be fine. We'll get some medicine. We'll remove the poison." As Ruby's mother is looking at her. As her head is down. As the Grim seemingly makes a smile before closing its eyes and breathes its last breath. As Ruby's crying. No, not another one." As she is in tears, as Darren just watches this. As she looks up with fury on her face, tears going down her eyes. "Whoever did this is going to pay." As Ruby is furious, enraged even. "Gather the Grims. I want him hunted down immediately." As Eclipse approaches. As it moves White's body towards Ruby. "What are you doing, Eclipse?" As it would then just grab Ruby's hand before placing it on White. "What are you?" As then, for some reason, White's body just disappeared. "What? What happened to her?" Of course, the white Grimwolf has died, as apparently Ruby had absorbed her sister, or family, because she was adopted by the Grimwolves. As she sighs, "I guess there's no need for a funeral then." As Ruby is just baffled about the events, and even though she's enraged, she doesn't know what to do because, one, they have no idea where this assassin is. "I'm going to need something to vent my anger." As she starts to leave the cave, as Darren just watches as she leaves, something's definitely off with her. I wonder what this problem is, though. Now I'm curious on what's happening with all the events that have happened. So can someone here please inform me, as he is looking at the remaining Grimwolves and Eclipse, as they are not saying anything. Although, not like he can understand them in the first place, but as he would walk over to John, who's just laying down with his arms crossed, like you would see in a casket. "Nope, John's not here. Come back later." "I know you're not dead." As John then gets rolled over by Darren, as then he gets up after having his face in the snow. "Ooh, what was that for?" "Wake up. can I please go home? I don't want to be here. Well, you might have some good news. Your friends are looking for you. As John looks up, really? Yes. What was it? Nora and Ren, I believe, were the ones that were looking for you. Oh, well, thank you. But where are they? They're actually a bit close here. Near a village nearby. Oh. Same with Ruby's team, pretty much. As Darren would then just escort him out of the cave, as we just see where Ruby's just hacking down several trees with crescent rows, as several trees have just been destroyed. As Ruby's mother is not taking this too hard for some reason. But she just simply goes back into the cave. As Ruby has tears in her eyes, just hacking away at trees, cutting them down, shooting them down left and right. Not another one of my siblings gone. To Salem's forces. I thought it would be the hunters that would do it again. But no. The one that controls the Grimm are after me now. And they don't care about the Grimm either. I'll kill Salem's assassin, then I'll come for her head next. As she just cuts like 3 trees in half by just throwing crescent rows. As she embeds into the 4th one. As she walked closer, as she grabbed the scythe, as Grimm hair would then start going down her left arm, but would stop right at the elbow. As she would get back to just destroying all sorts of trees, rocks in the area, just to vent her anger. As Darren will be watching this. She was always this strong, but it looks like she's gotten stronger since we've last met. As then the whole mountain they were staying on starts to shake. As John falls to the ground, as Darren barely keeps his balance. What happened? As then they see a huge a chunk of the cave just break open. As Ruby's mother had pretty much destroyed the inside of the cave. And several walls of the cave. Or sorry, mountain. Making it severely unstable. As Darren would quickly grab John by his coat. Or back the shirt. It just jumps down as the ledge they were at collapses. As several other Grimm in the area start fighting. Now we go back to Frost and Shadow. As Shadow, who had just infiltrated one of the bases of the White Fang, for no reason goes on a full slaughter, slaughtering every White Fang member within the facility. And we can see tears dropping from the Grimm's eyes, like it knows what happened. As we see Frost, who's just rampaging through another outpost, but this time the outpost gets completely flash froze, with all the White Fang members and all. Ruby seems to be in anger, and they feel her anger and sorrow, as she is like connected to the Grimwolves. As they howl after just slaughtering 2 White Fang outposts. And this howl spreads to every single Grimwolf, hunting down that assassin, to all of them near Ruby, to her mother even howling. As Ruby finally starts to calm down, it is very late. And she has taken out a huge chunk of the forest by now, just by venting her anger on her sibling's death. Why does this always happen? when I'm at my... Well, basically, like when she's starting to feel happy once again, something bad strikes every time. As then Darren would tap on her shoulder, as she would move Crescent Rose to his neck. Easy, it's Darren, remember? Listen, I know the loss of your sister may have been hard, but you have people here with you. As she then would just drop Crescent Rose before crying on his shoulder. I just didn't want to lose another member of my family. As she just starts to, well, cry on his shoulder, as Darren would just pat her back. Everything's going to be alright. Everything will be fine. As we see someone just looking in the shadows, it's Eclipse once again. As he's just giving a little smile. As he sees something no one else sees. This Grim sees the white Grimwolf standing right behind Ruby. As it just smiles in happiness. As then another Grim comes into view. This one having wings. As this one confuses Eclipse. But he shrugs it off before leaving. And Ruby would cry for about an hour before things settled. And they start to venture on. They're going to go try to regroup with Freeze and Shadow, who have been causing mayhem for the White Fang for a long while now. Now, we go to, well, Yang, who had just gone to meet her mother. And they had the same conversation as a Canon, but I'm going to say Crow is looking out for, well, Yang, because it is his niece. One of his nieces or something like that, pretty much. As he would just look over her because he can't look over Ruby because, you know, he thinks Ruby has died. And he'd pretty much look over for her and do the same things what they would do in canon, pretty much. Now we go back to Ruby, who's riding on the back of her mother's back, Darren tagging along for the trip, and John getting some free privileges, but his sword and shield are still confiscated. Can I just go home, please? I have been on this journey with y'all for quite a while now. I would like to, as he then gets domed by the edge of Crescent Rose, hitting him in the head, knocking him out as he has foam from the mouth, as he's unconscious on the back of Ruby's mother. Be quiet. As we can see, Ruby apparently has not gotten to sleep well in the past little while they've been doing their journey. As Darren's tagging along for the trip. You should sleep, Ruby. No. Every time I sleep, it doesn't feel right. Something happens. What do you mean? I have these, I don't know, connections, visions? I don't know what to call them. I see what Salem looks like. I see Grimwolves. I see Grim. I see so many things. This has Darren thinking. You see Salem? No, that can't be. Tell me more. At first, it was mostly just images. Now it's full-on commands or something. It's like I'm in her memories. Or just other Grimm's point of views. I don't know. But every time I get to a certain point, it just shoves me out. And sometimes it's painful. It's like I'm a Grimm being slaughtered. as Darren thinks, a Grimm being slaughtered. Is she experiencing being in other Grimm's minds? No, that shouldn't be possible. The only one with that type of ability is possibly just Salem. How does she have that connection? As Ruby would then just simply pass out due to lack of sleep. As Darren would take out a blanket he had brought along and just cover Ruby. You sleep. You need it. As they would make their way towards the White Fang's headquarters. And that is the end of part 9. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe. In part 9, I will go over the White Fang's downfall. And... oh, wait, no. Part 10. My bad. In part 10, I will go into the White Fang's downfall. And, well, the fight with Adam. And then we'll move on to the main fight with Salem. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe for more.